Good morning. It's Friday morning here in Cypress, Texas. My alarm hasn't gone off 2 days in a row. I gotta figure out what the deal is. Look at that. And so I got up at 6:30. So I did 2 days in a row. I didn't read my scriptures that I usually do. Still read scriptures, but I didn't read what I usually read. Okay, and then why is that? Okay, I've been reading Genesis, Psalms, and Proverbs the way I've been reading them, for the last, 2.5 years, almost 3 years. And then before that, I read the whole Bible. It took me a year to read it, from Genesis to Revelations, and just digging into it. So I really understood what it was talking about. And started reading Genesis, Psalms, and Proverbs. So when I got to the New Testament, when I'm listening to Jesus and reading what Jesus has to say, I have a much greater understanding of what he's talking about, and that is exactly what's happened. Okay, but now I got this new understanding, the new old understanding with the Hebrew meaning, with the Hebrew pictorial pictures on what it, and then applying it, and it gives it a whole different meaning. And what it's really saying is that God's word, God's language, is what Christ is trying to get everybody back to 2,000 years ago. And now, that's the importance of that. That's what's important. Understanding God's language, communicating with God with God's language. But it's amazing. God can talk to us in any language. Okay, well, like Nimrod could only speak Babylonian, right? That was all he knew, right? And so by confusing the language on the Tower of Babel, right? It actually gave God, God took away power from Nimrod by doing that. And that's something. But Nimrod, what Nimrod created still lingers today. You know what Nimrod created? Money. Hammurabi was the name, right? And he was a minor ruler surrounded by much greater kingdoms around him, but he was able to implement trade strategies that benefited his neighbors. And the whole time, through the creation of money, he assembled a large army that defeated his allies. He actually went after his allies, the people he was trading with and all that. Okay, very manipulative. Okay, everything about the deceiver he's a deceiver. Okay, everything about him. So this is the lesson we got yesterday. The boy it was really almost masterful the way it was brought upon us. Okay. Everybody interprets everything from their understanding. Okay. But with our understanding comes the limits. Okay, so everything we do We see limits. Even ourselves, we limit ourselves. Okay? And with that, okay, and then so we try to, our perception of God has limits. So we limit God. When we try to explain things in our way, it's a limit. We put limits on God that aren't meant to be on Him. Just by merely trying to word things so we better understand, because we think if we understand it, other people understand it. I do it all the time. I had to figure out that, if I'm not talking to a bunch of boxers or Navy SEALs, a lot of what I say isn't relevant. Boy, it's hard. That sucks. Yeah. So, and then when you interpret the Bible without the Hebrew meaning, that's another limit. Okay? And many times, when you look in, you're looking up a word in Hebrew, and the meaning has like nothing to do with the English version of that word. It's actually a derivative of the Greek, which is a two-dimensional language. That with the pictorial that you have, the image in the Hebrew gives it, that has a whole new meaning, takes you into a whole another dimension of understanding. And if you don't have that, you just got limits on the word. And that's a sin. Oh yeah, that's what sin is taking somebody else down the wrong path of understanding. Right? And so everybody who's not giving that level of understanding, guess what they're doing? All right. Have a great Friday.